We IPO'd in 2018. We raised $200 million. We bought 8 million pounds of uranium from Kazatomprom at a price of $21.01. We've now been on just over 7 years. We've raised a fair amount of equity in the meantime. So we've taken our 8 million pounds of inventory to now, on a pro forma basis, on the basis of our last equity raise, 23 million pounds. We IPO'd at a price of £2 a share. Our share price this morning was trading at around $5.40. And the uranium price has gone from $21, which we purchased our initial uranium at, to $77 a pound as of Friday's close. When we IPO'd, we saw this as a supply challenge industry with a growing and attractive demand side. The consensus around demand growth was 1.5% per annum. We are now seeing demand growth stories or forecasts of 3.5–4% per annum. And that is your energy security issues coming to the fore. It's the extension of permits in the US. It's the restarts of reactors. It's the rapid build program in China and India. So that, and layered on top of that is AI, data centers and SMR. So the demand side has got much better, but the supply side is still as challenged. None of the projects that were on the drawing board in 2017, 2018 have started construction. We're still waiting to see new greenfield supply come to market. And that's not going to happen in, probably in the next 2 to 3 years earliest. And the big developments will probably happen early in the next decade. We've seen some restarts of shattered capacity. But they've had challenges. So people say the price has gone from $21 to $77. Is that the end of the road? In my mind, I think the price could double from here. Bank of America have got their 27 price forecast at $135 a pound. These data centers are very high tech, high spec, and the processes in those data centers require very clean and stable electricity. So wind and solar are just not suited to running data centers. And coal and gas are good, but you get fluctuations in the quality of the fuel, and that also has an impact in terms of the how pure the electricity that comes into those data centers. The beauty about nuclear and particularly small modular reactors is you can put a small modular reactor and connect it directly to your data center. So you don't even have to rely on the grid, grid stability and grid balance. So it really is the perfect power source for data centers. The SMRs are going to be a game changer for the nuclear industry. If you look at the traditional nuclear reactors, they're a gigawatt or 1.2, 1.4 gigawatts. So, really, really big units. And those units, certainly in the West, are now bespoke projects built on site. You look at Hinkley Point and you look at Vogtle 3 and 4 in the US. So, typically an SMR is defined as anything below 300 megawatts. So you don't have to have a gigawatt of demand. You can have 100 megawatts of demand. Or if you think about putting 5 200 megawatt reactors next to each other, if the wind doesn't blow, all 5 reactors can generate electricity. If the wind blows or the sun shines, one can generate district heating, green hydrogen, desalination and electricity. Nuclear is perfect for all of those things. So you can almost switch these units on and off. And then if you look at, like countries like Canada, which is a small population over a very big landmass area, to connect your big reactors, you have to build these huge, long interconnectors, which are very expensive. So instead of having one reactor and these long interconnectors, you could put reactors where the demand side is. And again, it applies to Africa. I come from South Africa. South Africa's got 2 reactors, but then its economy is big enough to handle that demand. Very few other African countries can handle a gigawatt reactor. But you can put a 100 megawatt reactor or a 200 megawatt reactor in these countries to satisfy the demand. So the flexibility around SMRs are enormous. And then also on the design side, you go back a couple of years and there was skepticism around SMRs. There's something like 75 designs being worked on, The Chinese are cold testing their first commercial reactor. It will be functional, operational, commercially next year. Rolls-Royce have got their reactor program. That'll probably be active by the end of this decade. GE, Hitachi, you've got big companies, big countries, all putting effort into this SMR. So I think SMRs are going to become a reality. The newer, more advanced reactors, I think, are going to be a bit slower off the mark. But your reactors that rely on conventional fuel, conventional technology, like your Rolls-Royce, your GEs, the Chinese one, are going to be, the first cab off the rank. Firstly, I think the demand and supply dynamics are such that the uranium price, in my view, has got to go higher and quite a lot higher. We're not at incentive pricing yet, so we're not seeing greenfield projects, commit to spending capital, and I don't think that supply side is going to change in the near term. It just takes a long time to find, permit, develop, and commission a mine. And then, why yellowcake? You can own copper at home, you can own gold at home, but you can't own uranium at home. So we've just created an entity where investors can take a view on the uranium price. If your view is that the uranium price is going to double, then owning yellowcake is a great way to express that view.